Right, hi everyone, it's Nick Holland here, Sports Car Global. I'm with Brendon Hartley. Hi Brendon.
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks, although you won't believe how hot and sweaty it is out there. And I'm not in the condition.
I can believe it, mate. I'm hot and sweaty myself.
Yeah.
Not even in the car yet. Yeah.
Been talking with Nick Tandy, and he was saying about the temperature in the car, that your engineers see it more as not a limit, it being 32 degrees, more kind of the target because of the cost of the systems that you run. I assume air conditioning and so on have sort of some sort of an energy cost.
Yeah, you always draw some current, but it's quite minimal lap time. And to be honest, the engineers do a pretty good job of trying to keep us cool too, because it's also part of the picture. I mean, if we overheat, we also make mistakes.
You're an important part of the
we're an important. Yeah, we are, mate. Carbon-based spacer, but quite an important one. But yeah, it's hot. I think it's definitely going to be the hottest Le Mans I've attended.
Yeah.
We're prepared for that. We didn't expect it, but obviously being Porsche, we're prepared. So I don't think it's going to be too difficult for us to manage that. And it looks like we're anyway a lot closer to Toyota compared to the test day. We definitely made improvements, but also looks like we're suffering less in the heat, and we've managed that very well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was it your lap that set the fastest, second fastest?
No,
third fastest.
Timo had to go yesterday.
Right.
So we don't always go for a quali lap. We use it more as testing as well. So Timo went for the quali lap in the beginning. Didn't have it completely clear. I don't think anyone had a completely clear free run. It's a bit of a lottery.
Yeah.
If you get a clear lap or not, it's part of the game here. It's 6 hours of quali, but it can happen that you don't get one clear lap.
Yeah.
There's 60 cars on track, so we're going to go another little crack at it today, but also focus on race runs because in the end the points and glory are dished out on Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I mean, a 3:19. I don't know whether that was beginning of the session or towards the end, but as you say,
first lap or second lap.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there was quite a crowd went out at that time, so I can imagine it was not easy. So you think there's maybe a little bit more out there?
Yeah, definitely from everyone. I mean, Timo had quite a bit of traffic on his lap. I'm not sure if the Toyotas had it completely clear free, but at least from our analysis, we're pretty.
Yeah.
It looked pretty close in performance, unless they were holding something back for today. But we looked pretty close in performance. We didn't go for any quali laps towards the end of the running. We were focusing on the race runs. But I think today we'll see everyone going for a lap. Whoever gets the clearest lap might be the pole sitter, but it can also happen that we all get a clear lap and a proper run of it.
So I think there's a clear message there for everyone that you want to be trackside, and typically around 10 o'clock is a nice time.
I would have thought start of the sessions is normally when people go for a lap because the pit, everyone goes out the pit lane. It's basically your best chance to get a clear run, but not guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah. So
also the end of the session. I think end of the session, some of the cars decide to call it quits. Keep the car. It's already getting late. Put the car in the garage, wrap it up for the next day.
Yeah.
So the track can become a little bit quieter just before 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
In the past, we've seen some lap times been put in then. Also the coolest part of the day.
Absolutely. So remember, campers, no early nights tonight. Stay till the end.
It's going to be loud anyway. I don't think they'll get any sleep. So.
Yeah. I mean, the lighting on the LMP1s and some of the LMP2s is quite phenomenal. I've heard some of the GT drivers, Darren Turner in particular, sort of saying that it's a huge distraction for them coming into corners and very difficult for them to change line. I guess, whether it's midnight and completely dark, it makes no difference to you. You know your turning points, you know where you're clipping.
I mean, obviously you lose a lot of the references in the night. Obviously our lights are very good and they're very bright, but it's still not the same as driving the night, and it feels like warp speed. And actually the first time around here in the night you have to basically learn the track from scratch. It's real. Not everyone deals with the night around here. It's a real art in doing so, and you see the heart rate is high. I mean, you have a lot more adrenaline. You barely blink. I mean, I think if you show the onboard, you will see that we're mentally. It's mentally very taxing, and it's a lot more taxing than the daylight. But yeah, the lights are obviously good, and looking in the mirrors is always a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah.
Night is sometimes you just see lights, and it's not always clear what car it is, where they're coming, and that's where has to be a lot of respect on track from all drivers and all different categories. And the night time's a very different beast to driving during the day.
Yeah. In the heat, I mean, we're not going to see the drop off at night that we expect. I've heard sort of 21 degrees as being the low. That will help the engine a little bit, but that intense heat during the day. What are the chances? You've alluded to you've had some hot weather testing and so on. What's your confidence level on that?
Yeah, we haven't tested as hot as this. But I mean, engine's one thing, quite small, but also tyres. But during the night, you don't have the sun on the track, so the track temp goes down a lot more than the ambient.
Yeah.
So definitely, I would say the track will be quicker in the night. It generally is, or early in the morning.
Yeah. Super. Well, I've seen enough clips of you on Twitter and so on, riding up coals and stuff down in the south of France. I'm not only jealous, but I can also imagine the condition you're in.
Yeah, bit of heat training before, so
yeah.
I'm still sweating now, mate, like you are, but
And compared to a few years ago with like Murphy's Men and so on, the hair's certainly had a bit of taming.
It's a bit shorter, mate.
Yeah,
it's better for the heat.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Cheers.
You get sorted with your setup, and Le Mans will deliver what you want, I'm sure.
Cheers.
Good luck.
No worries.